What is up, guys? My name is Julie. I feel like I haven't done that intro in a while, but I know there's a lot of new people here, which I'm super excited about. So I just wanted to formally say hello and introduce myself. Today is another 21 Pilots video. Shocker. It has been a full week. It's actually been 8 days because today's Thursday since the 2 new singles of 21 Pilots came out. So I did a reaction video to them. It was me at 8 in the morning reacting to them for the first time, and I was like half asleep. So now a week has gone by, and every time I listen to them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I caught like something new. Like, oh my gosh, how did I not realize that? So now a week later, I'm sitting down and I'm doing a video where I'm talking about all the theories that I have since either thought of. I guess most of these are ones that I've thought of myself. I've been trying to stay away from some theory stuff because I kind of want to like create stuff on my own. Because this channel isn't an update channel. It's just my own thoughts, theories, and if I want to talk about stuff I saw online, it's just really whatever I want it to be. And I hope that you guys enjoy that, because I'm not just doing this, you know, for the views. I know there's a lot of people out there who get like the edits out really quick, which is great, and I love them because I then know things, but we don't need more of those. So I'm just kind of like an opinion channel, I guess. I'm just a fan, just like everyone else. So let's get into it. I basically went through and I have like the lyrics side by side. I don't know if you can see that. So like the lyrics and then just my notes of what I think that the lyrics mean. So let's start with Jumpsuit. Going through, the first thing is a chorus. He says, I can't believe how much I hate pressures of a new place roll my way. So already new place means fame and success. It just means this new kind of like lifestyle, I feel like, because he went from 0 to 100, so his just whole lifestyle is different now. And the reason he's saying I can't believe how much I hate it is because it's all he's ever wanted. I mean, not necessarily fame, but he's always wanted success. If you guys look at old 21 Pilot interviews, you'll see how they just talk about how they want to get their music out there. They don't care about the money, obviously. Like, they put regional at best out there and ask for no royalties whatsoever. They just want people to hear them and have it. But unfortunately, fame does come with success for their type of industry. So that's why he's like saying I can't believe how much I hate it. The next thing is my theory. So I mean, again, someone could have thought of this. I don't know, because I haven't been watching a lot of theory videos, but it just revolves around the whole theory of jumpsuit. Why jumpsuit? I know we have uncovered that, okay, they've worn jumpsuits to concerts before, they've wore it for the Heathens music video, but like, why jumpsuit? A lot of people can think of like prisoners. They might like feel like a prisoner. Jumpsuits are always correlated with prisoners, but for me, I honestly, the first time I saw them in a jumpsuit, I thought of janitors. And janitor is a type of occupation. And with occupations, normally you have to wear a uniform. So for me, a jumpsuit feels more like a uniform. And he's saying jumpsuit cover me because uniforms make people blend in. It makes no one stand out. So I feel like he just wants to go back to, well, not necessarily go back, but like he wants to just blend in, be normal, not have people take pictures of him all the time. I mean, it literally got so bad that people were taking pictures of him at his church and at Jay's basketball games, which, like, I know Tyler, I feel like he's the type of person to never say no, but I'm sure he needed a break. So I feel like he was just saying jumpsuit, like uniformity, normality, like just bring me back, cover me, and like just kind of just his little shell. Next, he talks about crumbling underneath pressure and weight, which obviously correlate to fame and success. But let's skip to the bridge. In the bridge, he says, I'll be right there. And he also says, if you need anyone, which again, this is like, I feel like my theories for Jumpsuit are really good. So listen up. To me, this is him directly talking to the clique. Anyone who has ever listened to 21 Pilots music, especially if they like consider themselves a part of the clique, they probably can say that Pilot's music has helped them during a rough time or has given them hope. So to me, this is Tyler acknowledging that, like, yes, I will be there for you. I feel like that was the whole point of starting the band in general, was just sending that message that you're not alone, everyone has inner demons, just kind of like normalizing it. Especially back then, like not a lot of people talked about it, and for sure not a lot of people sang about it. But then he says, but you'll have to grab me throat. That's what I wrote. But you'll have to grab my throat and lift me in the air. So this is where my theory kind of starts to make sense. He mentions the throat, and he also mentions hands, because he also says you'll have to tie me down and then break both my hands. During the Blurryface era, what were the two body parts that were black? His throat and his hands. That creeps me out a little bit, because I mean, we all saw in like the music video, which I'll talk about this more later, like the bishop guy, he had like the black up to his nose, he also had black hands, and when he touched like Tyler, the black went onto him. So like at first I was like, oh my gosh, is that blurry face? But then I was like, okay, maybe not, because I feel like the blurry face thing is truly over, but that kind of got my gears going. I don't know if that made sense. I feel like it kind of represented bruising, or like just pain in general, like some type of like marking, like I am like either dictated by some demon or I'm hurting, like something like that. But for this theory, it's bruising. That's what I'm kind of going with. So I don't think that he's saying that the clique is hurting him, but I do think that he's just talking about, okay, the clique has gotten a lot bigger, he has more people to keep a good impression with, there's just so many eyes watching him, which leads back to the whole Truman Show thing. It's just like there's so many people now that he has to live up to, pretty much to live up to our expectations of him, and that's just starting to wear on him a little bit, which is why I feel like he took the hiatus. That kind of just goes the whole thing with why he needed to go back to wearing a jumpsuit, so he could go on hiatus and be normal and not have to kind of worry about that for a while. Because, you know, it just goes with the fact that like sometimes you got to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. So that was all I had to say for Jumpsuit. I'm gonna try to go a little faster here. So next for Nico and the Niners, it starts off with something reversed, and this lyric website I found says that it says, "We are banditos, you will leave dema and head true east, we renounce vilism." So for starters, bandito means Mexican bandit. Like I wasn't sure what that meant, but eventually I'll get onto what it means. Also vilism, I don't know what that means. I looked it up, it's not a word. So if you know what that means, please comment below, because I'm truly confused. Next, he says, "East is up, I'm fearless when I hear this on the low." So I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like the reason he chose East is because like he's from the East Coast, or like closer to the East Coast. And we all know that like he holds Columbus and Ohio true to his heart. So with the whole like West Wall blocked, there has to be something about like West Coast, especially like LA, Hollywood, just California in general, and like all the industry stuff that happens over there. There has to be something correlated with why he chose West to be the bad and East to be the good. So that's like a small theory, but I don't really have anything other than that. Oh, except for the next line says, "I'm careless when I wear my rebel clothes." So I think he's just saying that like on the East Coast he can be a little more himself, he could be a little more rebellious, because no one really, there's not like paparazzi in Columbus like there would be in LA. So that's kind of a little theory, but it also could just mean like in the demo world that like East is where he's trying to get to, but that also wouldn't make sense because West Wall blocked, so maybe he's trying to get to the West. I don't know. So okay, that's just, I know there's something with that, but I just don't know what it is yet. So next he says, "I'm lighter when I'm lower, I'm higher when I'm heavy." Obviously it's like contradicting, like normally when you're lighter, you're higher. So it's kind of a play on words. To me, lower means being on the low, being like on hiatus pretty much, no one knowing what you're up to and stuff. So he feels lighter when he's lower because, you know, he doesn't have the pressures, the weight of fame surrounding him whenever he's on the low. Whenever he's on stage, whenever he's performing and touring and whatnot, he feels like a natural high because like that's something he loves to do. So he's higher, but he's heavy because all of the pressure and whatnot of fame and the clique and all that. That was a cool little play on words, and I feel like that's probably what it means. So the rap is confusing. It's also kind of self-explanatory. They're basically saying we've made enough money that we can do whatever we want in like a creative freedom type way, not like a I'm gonna buy 6 Ferraris type way. Like he's saying we can go get a sponsor, we can go start a concert, and I think he's kind of referring to the whole tour to Columbus. We can rent a racehorse and go to Iceland for a music video. Like before they were not able to do any of those things, and I think he's just kind of like, yeah, there's all these bad things to fame and success, but there's good things too, like being able to produce really cool content and being able to do special things for the fans, like a Columbus, you know, show. But then they say, you know, we'll win, but not everyone will get out, which can mean a bunch of things. You can talk about it in the sense of like starting a band. A lot of people will start bands, but not everyone will get to the point that they got to. You could talk about it in like the whole mental, you know, depression like type stuff. A lot of people will get, you know, to a stable point, but also not a lot of people won't. And maybe it's just that whole like we can help and try to help people as much as we can, but unfortunately like not everyone will be able to get out. I'm not really sure, but you know, that's kind of what I feel like they're going for. The last thing I had to say about this song is that Josh apparently is in the lyrics credits, which is weird because it's always Tyler as the songwriter. It's always just him. So people think that Josh is singing in the song, which I totally believe. You know, we all knew that Tyler was the blurry face voice in the last album. This new like reverse distorted like high-pitched low-pitched like voice might be so Josh, because Clancy for sure is Josh, which let's talk about Clancy. There was a new dema website update, which is crazy. I guess this website is going to continue on because wasn't it taken down for like a hot second? I guess this website is going to be living on during at least up until the album release. I don't know. There was a new demo website update that was a Clancy letter. The demo website update included a really long Clancy update letter. I'm gonna put a link below to a video where they basically transcribed it because it's really hard to read, because I'm not gonna read the whole thing here. I'm just gonna touch on a few lines that stuck out to me. So basically this letter refers to the music video a lot. It starts with, "I can't believe what I just saw." So we already know that they're talking about Josh, because Josh was standing on the cliff looking down at Tyler, and he was like one of the last people looking kind of like thoughtful a little bit. So we definitely know it's Josh. He talks about how he thought he was the only one thinking about escaping. That is until he saw Tyler trying to make a run for it. He also says that Tyler seems fearless of what could happen if he tried to escape, and it seemed like Josh was inspired by it. He just kind of talked about how Tyler was not fearful of the unknown. And then he went on to explain that how like he was, how Clancy is. He also says that a bunch of other banditos come onto the cliff to watch what Tyler was doing. So that kind of confirms that those guys standing up on the cliff, they're all banditos or bandits. So that kind of makes sense, I guess, because all their faces are like covered with handkerchiefs. So I guess Josh, aka Clancy, is a bandit, but I don't know what that makes Tyler. He also confirms that the man on the horse is a bishop. So he's not blurry face like I thought for like a split second in the beginning. This bishop is also not Keon's, because in the letter he refers to Keon's as gentle and warm, and he refers to the bishop on the horse as a bishop that possesses a power like no other. Like how he was just able to be in Tyler's presence and Tyler broke down. Like Tyler, being a fearless person, just broke down and obeyed this bishop as soon as he rode up on his little horse. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking maybe that the bishop might be Nico. I had a little theory, but this kind of was when I thought the guy on the horse was Blurryface maybe, which Blurryface could very well be one of these bishops, or just like a parallel. So Nico is the stressed out guy. Their dots line up. And Stressed Out, besides Goner, Stressed Out was the only song to directly mention Blurryface. I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of weird, and especially because Stressed Out was the most famous song off of the album, so I feel like there's a correlation. He also ends it with, "Am I not the only one traveling through Trench?" So Trench is obviously like some type of valley, and that's where Tyler was. He was down below, not on the cliffs and whatnot. I think Trench is like the exit route of dema, because they don't refer to it as the trench or a trench, they just say trench, like it's a place. But we all know that dema is like the country, town, I don't know, tribe. So I feel like Trench is some type of exit of dema. And it just seems like Josh, aka Clancy, is trying to escape just like Tyler is also. So I feel like they're separate now and they like don't know each other, but once they find each other, they're gonna be able to escape, which kind of is also how like their real life happened. You know, we all know Josh wasn't in the band at first. Whenever Tyler lost his drummer and his bass, he probably was like, oh no, like what am I gonna do now, because 21 Pilots meant so much to him. So I feel like it just kind of represents how they were individuals for so long. It's not like they grew up together and then as soon as they came together they were able to create this really, really cool thing. I literally just thought of that right now, but honestly I feel like that's what this whole album was kind of about. It's like, you know how like Josh and Tyler always make up like ways that they met each other? This is just one of those. This is just a big thing of how we met. So maybe it's just like that. I'm gonna end the video here and leave you with that. Please comment below anything that you think that I didn't touch, or if you thought anything I said might be right. I don't know. I need validation. So please subscribe too. I'm also very close to 500 subscribers. I'm like only a couple away. So please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. That was a lot.